the same people talking about one Nigeria to make Nigeria better. How is that possible? When people cannot be honest with themselves. All of you, all of us participating today, we all know that the Constitution is flawed. We know that the 1979 Constitution, or in fact, from 79 to 99, they are all flawed documents. You and I know that. Because it's the turn of your village. You want to rotate presidency, you want to start eating as other people, you want to start buying houses in Dubai, in the UK, and in America. You say, oh no, it is not in my turn. That is what they are doing. Once you're elected as a senator, as a governor, or whoever you are, you will say to yourself, not in my turn. Let me make that money that others have made before proceeding. You stay in a country, you are in a country where Umar Diko is the most corrupt individual out of Africa. He's a funny man. The families are now enjoying the loot, the money he stole. There was a man called Ibrahim Taher, if you have forgotten. This man burnt Nitel down at Marina after stealing all the money. And we are here pretending that somehow things can be better. It can never ever be better. There is something called a referendum or a plebiscite. There must be a constitution formulated by the people, and that is the best way to go. Without it, these discussions will continue forever and ever, and Nigeria will remain as poorly and as deprived as it is today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mazi. Before you go, please, there is a fundamental question that we want you to address, sentence, that have you reduced the entire Fulani to herdsmen who kill Southerners? Is it right? Is it fair to reduce all Fulanis to herdsmen who kill?
I am trying to pay them back in their own coin. Ojukwu went to Aburi to negotiate for the same restructuring we are talking about today, going back to the regions. Every Igbo man in the north, every Biafran in the north, and to an extent some Yorubas as well, we attacked rebels, slaughtered and massacred in the north. What are the Fulani leaders doing about this state of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria? Only the Fulani are responsible for ISIS in West Africa, for Boko Haram, for Ansaru, for all the so-called Fulani headsmen, sorry, the bandits that you have in the north. You have Fulani governors paying Fulani people to come to Nigeria to kill. A Fulani governor, I think the one from Bauchi, openly said, we want to relocate all the Fulanis in the Sahel back into Nigeria. And we're here talking about one Nigeria as if we don't have any brain. Do they think we are stupid? We cannot reason very well. We know what the end game is. The more the mouth unity, it is to allow you, to lure you into a false sense of security, so that the Fulanis across the Sahel can come in to settle. Are you not aware of the speeches that the Kaduna State governor made at the height of the slaughter of innocent people in southern Kaduna? What did anybody do about it? Absolutely nothing. You did nothing. When they hastily tagged IPOB, a terrorist group, with no evidence, all of you kept quiet. Nobody did anything about it. No. But Miyetiala is busy negotiating with bandits, killing and raping people, and everybody's quiet. That is why we are different. And that is why we insist that the Fulanis are in cahoots as to what is happening in the South. They want to take over the entire country and make it the home of Fulanis in West Africa. Go and do your research very well, you see it there. And we are not going to allow it. It can't happen.
Mazi, more northerners are killed today. More northerners suffer more from banditry than the South. So how do you explain that? In fact, now the cry in the north is that we are insecure. So which negates this theory of thesis that the Fulanis are killing the rest of Nigeria.
Who are the people being killed in the north, if I may ask you, please? Dele, my dear brother. Who are the people being killed? Where are the killings happening? They are happening in the Kano,
We saw in Katsina the other day how many students were abducted. We saw in Borno, the most popular one, the Chibok girls. So the North itself is not as if the North is enjoying peace.
It is as a consequence of their own action. They underestimated how how huge the problem would become in time to come. They fed this little python, they kept feeding it, and one day the python turned around and started swallowing all of it. That's what they did. It is a consequence of terrorism. That is what actually happens. Once you spend years and years and years nursing and feeding terrorism, at a time it will come back to consume you. It is a natural consequence. It is a natural order. That is what they are suffering from. The true intent, the reason why they formed all these groups was to harass Jonathan out of office. That is a known fact. Nobody's trying that. They connived with Obama and all the rest of them. They planned perfectly to say that Jonathan was incapable of handling this situation in Nigeria. So a general has to come in. Tinubu, on his part, promoted that very false narrative. Only a general can save them, because they were impervious to all the indices that leads to and sustains terrorism. And today we have it. In Afghanistan, it's the same. Afghan people, I wouldn't say that the Taliban is a terrorist movement. Of course, there's as such. But look at the Taliban in Afghanistan. They started by killing occupying forces. And after a while, today, you have Afghans killing fellow Afghans. As a consequence of the climate of terrorism, that is what happens all over the world. What is consuming the North today was what they themselves created. But some of us are too scared to speak the truth. Who brought terrorism into Nigeria? Let's be honest. El Rufai said it. We are paying bandits in Kaduna to stop killing people. Who brought them in? They did. A Fulani governor of Bauchi State said, we are seeking to resettle Fulanis into, are we deaf and dumb and so stupid we cannot reason properly? We are here talking about the niceties of constitutional change and reform and all the rest of it. They are not willing to do it. They understand the implications. Once you regionalize the governance of Nigeria, they understand that their stranglehold on the resources from my land that sustains that very contraption called Nigeria will slip away from their hands. And they do not want it. My anger is reserved for those who are complicit in the mess called Nigeria. They are complicit. Why are they complicit? They know the truth. You and I understand the truth. They have a solution to the problem. And somebody is telling us, oh, we the elites, we need to agree. Who are you? What elitism are you? From where? Who are you? It is the masses, the population that determines. It is called a republic for a reason. It belongs to the people. The people will rise and determine how they should be governed. Not a few spent forces somewhere in Abuja discussing the fate of millions upon millions of people. I am a Democrat at heart. And I want, if it is possible, had Nigeria been good, do you think I'd be agitated? These people, they buy houses in Dubai, they buy houses in England. Is the man, people talk about presidency, regional presidency rotation, is the Prime Minister of England from insecurity. Is the Prime Minister of England, is he an Urugu man? But you prefer to buy houses in England. You go to Dubai, is the Crown Prince of Dubai or whoever is ruling Dubai, are they from your village? Are they from your village? But you will prefer to go and buy houses in Dubai than to buy a house, let's say in Bauchi, that you are in one Nigeria.
Mazi, thank you so much for your contributions. We hope maybe you and I would have a direct conversation again very soon, if you agree, and then we can continue. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mazi, it's okay. Please, I think we are getting to the end, and I'm sure Professor Batu will still like to have a few words to summarize what we have been able to achieve today. But the conversation will definitely continue. And I'm sure we will also bring Mazi to speak to us. So Mazi, please
thank you very much, my brother Dele. And as you rightly said, we will be bringing in Professor Patu to quickly speak to us. But after Professor Patu speaks, I would like to give at least 3 people from the Zoom meeting, the participants or the guests. There are about 3 or 4 people who, for the last 1 hour, 2 hours, have been raising their hands. I would just want them to quickly, 1 minute, to have their intervention. But first of all, let's give Professor Patu the time to summarize. Prof, can you please go on? Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you very much indeed. I appreciate the passion that is flowing from all the speakers. I would like, however, to suggest that as passionate as we all may be, that where we're going is more important than where we're coming from. To speak, oh. Yes, sir. We'll get back to you, sir.
Okay.
Yes. I think, first of all, let me give a message. Dr. Kalu Idikakalu has been on the phone with me. He's very unwell, but he wants his sentiments communicated to all. He wants to encourage us to see this as bridge building, which is really where I stand myself. We must build bridges to make progress. I think that Ambassador, God knows Igali, was brilliant as a scholar in looking at how history has affected the development of nations. There have been wars and there have been wars. There is no point in becoming hostage to yesterday. I think what matters is how we ensure yesterday does not get in the way of a better tomorrow. In Ambassador Igali's comments, he talked about Europe and all of those. I wish Nigerians read enough of that part of Europe's history. The defenestration of Prague and how a quote-unquote small thing resulted in 30 years of war that brought us to the Peace of Westphalia between 1618 and 1648. And the 100 Years' War was referred to in his comments. All of those things have happened in history. People have not allowed those things to block their future. Instead, they were building blocks of tomorrow. This is why I personally thought that one of the most captivating presentations today came from Dr. Akim Babar Ahmed. Because, yes, we must understand yesterday so that we don't repeat the mistakes of yesterday, as George Santayana warns us about history. But I think that it would be great disservice to the future if we become hostage to that history. However, learning these things from passionate people is useful to condition understanding, but not to color the essence of where we should be going. And that is really what matters. And so, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, your passion is understandable, but there are people who will see history from different perspectives. So let us just all manage this in a way that we can build a greater tomorrow for our children. Because this is really what counts. That history happened, it has happened. Where are we going? How do we build a nation in which there's equal opportunity for everybody? How do we build a civilization of love in which people care about one another? And we've heard even from this discussion of history. Senator Shehu Sani talked about visiting the Altini family very recently. It is those kinds of voices that we'd like to be hearing. That's the purpose of the Never Again conference series. How do we bring those out? I was talking about my 1.5 hour conversation the day before yesterday with President Obasanjo, and his insistence by threw the thing at me. You are going to have to lead this research that will produce these documentaries. Let everybody, we name names, everybody who was involved from that coup that we talked about, Bembulie, I didn't even know when we were discussing that one of them was going to be buried tomorrow, but we named all of these people one by one, this conversation with General Obasanjo the night before. And the question is, let's get all of them to speak truthfully. What happened? How did Iransi get killed? How did this person get killed? Not to get people to be lost in them, but so that people really know, and you can explain away some of the things were driven by rascality, some were driven by enormous passion of revolutionaries, some were driven by ignorance, some were driven by love of country. The point is that our country needs to make progress. We have fallen behind. Our peers around the world have gone way ahead of us. They too had wars. Why is South Korea, which is seen to have profited from even the great division that follows the armistice, the crossing of the 48th parallel, and all of those troubles that Korea went through, why is it making progress? Why is Nigeria the poverty capital of the world when that war gave us technology that we could have built on, and commercial enterprise will grow out of military, which is what happened in every war. I mean, the gains of military science is often what leads to the advance in commercial technology after wars. So I think maybe, in fact, I would like to see Senator Shehu Sani come back. I see that Bai Adimanjo wants to say a quick word. I'd like to see Senator Shehu Sani perhaps even come back and share some experience with the Altinis. And when we started this conversation, what I suggested to some of my co-travelers is that we should do a video of trains coupling together. The metaphor that I used, I mean, I lived for some time in Boston, and I used to commute to New York and Washington by rail from Washington. And if you go down somewhere in, I think it's Connecticut, back in the 90s, I don't know if it's still that way, I don't know if it has to do with gauge or whatever. The train that comes from Boston stops there, and there is a recoupling. The engines that have driven you have to go off, another set of engines come back, and I had asked for a video to be made for this meeting of trains being coupled. And the point was to show how can we recouple Nigeria after breaks, such that we have a true handshake across this federation, and people working with people to build a better tomorrow for all of their children. This is really what this conversation is about, and we will profit from getting more of that out of this engagement. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Professor Patu Tommy there. You know, you've basically put it in a very, you know, straightforward way. Now, there is something that I want us to quickly explore here. I do not know if we still have Senator Shehu Sani or the Alhaji Hakim Ahmed. If any of them is here, I would quickly want them to, you know, look into a submission that was previously made, which is very clearly that if Nigeria was working, those agitating to get out of Nigeria wouldn't be doing so. Now, I think it will help us to come back here and look at it. The question again, is Nigeria working? Is it that the inability of the Nigerian system to work is what is pushing people into agitation? In the time of 1966 that this coup happened, was Nigeria working? Is Nigeria working today? Is it a new metaphor? Is it something new? Or is it something that has been in existence for over a long time? Honestly, it's something, a question that comes from Facebook, it's come from the YouTube, it's come from even within this Zoom. And I would want someone to take that question. If we do not have Hakim Ahmed, or if we do not have Shehu Sani, probably I would like to bring back our elder, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, quickly to put these two in one. Please answer this question. and also bring in your closing remark, because we are now rounding up. Sir, over to you. Thank you, sir, once more. I think you're muted, sir.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very happy I take part in this discussion. And I want to appeal all the intellectuals and all the grammars who have been talking to please listen to my statement. I'm not talking, the analysis you are making is all what we know. What never again now is, what do we do that don't happen again? We all know what happened. Where we all the street work that we have been taking does not make push us forward. What push us forward is, how do we move forward and get out of this thing? My own two angles I want to do. One, I'll give a quick reply to Tanko Yakasai. But the main thing I want to impress, even to our Ipob leaders, is that is what Ango Big said, and what everybody said in passing without analyzing it. Our problem is our constitution. Go back to where we were before this trouble started. And that is the agreement where you say, okay, that when was I treated before then? In the first republic, before the coup, we quarreled ourselves, but we shoot ourselves in the words of mouth. We judge. Why all the block of the north, so to say, which they don't want to meet, which is evident in Tanko Yakasai states that now that they are in control, they want to meet the control. I won't give them the control now. It's the amended constitution that gives all the power to the president. That makes the president the most powerful president in the whole world today. That is why it's hesitant. That is why the average northerner, not the few ones like Sonny and others, the people are really enjoying the benefit of the lopsided constitution, the fraudulent constitution we are having. Because the late William said our constitution is a fraudulent document. I mean, your contribution and the contributors have said in this statement. Why? You say, we the people. If we make the constitution, the people of Federal Republic, are we federal? This is the problem. And here again, I want to answer this question to Kanu. That is it Fulani that are killing people and now killing people? It is the Fulani, and I give you an answer. Fulani is the head man of here. When Otto said, these aspects who are killing me, I know them. This is their name. They have Mesiana, they are Fulani. What did your Buhari say? He said, go and make friends with them. You are all in the country. So when the guy said that it is Fulani, it is not the Fulani of Sonny, it is not the Fulani of Colonel Umar, it is not the Fulani of the exceptional Fulani. It is the Fulani of Buhari intellectual, of Buhari thinking that we are talking about. And you are talking of want to move forward. And Tanko Yakasai, as I say, we are now living in peace. Why? Because the whole president of the custom is dominated by Katsina and the north. The whole president of the army by the north. The whole president of the police by the north. And you say we are living in peace. Is that the first place because of no choice? And I want to say this. It doesn't support violence. I am one with Kanu. Why? I don't want this party to break. And as I've said before, I have contributed to the unity of this country before Buhari was born. In 1950, we have been talking of this balanced constitution. In 1979, I spent 1 year in Maiduguri campaigning for the UPS for a united country. I was already a lawyer. There was peace in the Western region. I don't have to go there. But why? We want the country to be together. So when people talk of united country, many of them don't, they don't contribute half of what I make in the country for them before they will be talking of the unity. And let me say this. If the country today agree to restructure the country back to federalism, you have signed the Kanu. I have said it before. I have told it too. There will be no agitation from the basic people if there is true federal constitution where derivation is made, which you now call resource control. All the trouble we are having now, all the country we are having, are the product of the imposed constitution. Let us face that. The moment you do this constitution to what we all agree to, there will be peace. There will be no ground for Kanu to say want to break away. As I often illustrate, if you are in a club, you are having a lot of advantage there, you make contributions there, you would like to get out. But when you are in a club where you feel cheated, you like to get out. For instance, when you are talking of equality, you want the people to stay, and I've told them that. And you say the presidency is something, they are not entitled to the beg for it. And why do you always refer to the North to concede to you? I object to that. And my brothers from this week should take note. The attitude to the presidency is selfish. The attitude to it is constitutional right. And that is why I am pressing that should be a change of this constitution before any election. And I have been using the language, no Nigeria. The bottom line, when I do this culturing, I should keep putting to they are having, it's not the fact they agree to, it's the part they made themselves when they staged the coup. All the problems of the coup, we all don't understand. But let's just have the courage now to tell our northern brothers who pretend, like Janko Yakasai, that everything is all right because they are power. And then he tell you, Rapture, you can't have it without our consent. And people now talk about you about if you do this, the North will not agree. What gives the part of the North to agree to our own, to whether we are going to be Nigeria? Why? It is inequality in the constitution, which they made themselves. So my own appeal, all the grammar you are trying, and I've told.
Okay. What I think something for some reason technically, it appears we have lost connection with Pa Ayo Adebanjo. But quickly, what I would now do is, here we are very strict. 1 minute. I will call 3 people, and it's going to be, 4 people. It's going to be in this order. I will get Comrade Delia Ajufo, please, Chidi Omeje, and Ferdinand Francis. 3 of you. The last person is going to be Charity Shakari. Please, 1 minute intervention. Unmute yourself and make your intervention, starting from Deli Ajofu. Deli Ajofu, please, quickly, 1 minute.
I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say something. We have different views on what should happen in Nigeria. But if we must stay together, the North must divest itself of that arrogance of I am born to rule. It's nauseating. It infuriates most of us that it's pushing us towards the secessionist group. Until we do that, we're not going to talk to each other the way we should. I have dwelt on it on different platforms, and I'm not going to go into details. But those of them who are from the north here, who call themselves elitist people from the north, should divest themselves of that program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chidi or Major, please. Chidi, quickly,
Hello?
1 minute.
Hello?
Chidi, quickly, 1 minute. Chidi or Major.
Hello?
Chidi, please, 1 minute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. 1 minute, please. We are losing you a minute.
So, okay, now I'd like to direct my questions to our elder statesmen from the north and, of course, in the southwest. If we agree that the greatest problem we have, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, go ahead. Sorry, hold on. Padebanjo, please hold on. We will come back to you. You went off, so we've continued. We'll come back to you, Padebanjo, please. Chidi, go ahead.
So let me go straight. I want to find out from these elders of ours who are not really from the southeast, or who are not Igbo people. Would they agree with us that the first step towards reintegrating us, the Igbos, fully into the system is by supporting us to produce, to have what we call presidency of the Southeast Construction come 2023? Wouldn't that be the first step? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chidi Omeji, on that. Ferdinand Francis, please. Go ahead and speak. 1 minute. Ferdinand, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Please, I'm sorry for the noise because I'm on the road. I just have a few questions to ask the elite. First of all, I want to ask just a simple question of where is the chief of staff? Because I learned that in Nigeria there's hospital, right? And now this so-called elite, they fly to countries to get a treatment. What about my mother in the village who don't have the money to fly to countries for treatment? What plan did they have? And now I come from East. When I'm speaking for admission to read the law, they will ask me I have to score almost 300 marks before I can get to university. While in the north, they give them little marks. How we won? How can it work? Okay. When a bishop make an entrance that the government is not good, you find a Fulani man telling the bishop to leave the Sokoto except he apologized. How we won?
Thank you very much. You have exceeded your 1 minute. Please, you've exceeded your 1 minute. Thank you very much. I would be getting back to. Okay, sorry. I think it's Alhaji Tanko Yakasa back. I think in that case we'll get his response.
Mazi, please take the order you had before.
Okay, there's the charity. Sorry, I think yes. Do we have Charity Shikari?
Hello?
Adebanjo, we will bring you back. Sorry, just hold on.
I have not finished, please.
Adebanjo,
I have not wound up, please.
Okay, we'll give you 2 minutes to round up, please, sir. Go ahead.
As I was saying, the emphasis I want to make is that all the grammar we are talking, we should put all our emphasis for the change of the constitution now. That is the solution to all that they are talking about development, about the digitalization, about this and that. And we must know that until this constitution is changed, where all the whole of the South, we are under slavery. And the Lord must not be showing the idea that unless they agree, they cannot change it. And we must be bold enough to tell them that it is a pretense for them to say they don't understand what is structuring. People like Chapo Yakasai now say they don't understand what is structuring.
Hello?
But if you don't understand it, what we are saying is go back to the constitution we had at independence. It's simple that. Why are they afraid to go back to the constitution Saudana, Azikwe, and all of me? Or did they change it in 1966? That's the cause of the matter. And let's stop this idea of when you go to the South, you don't go anywhere. It is not to the East constitutionally. And let the Easterners themselves stop begging for it. What they should fight for now is to change the constitution before talking about where the presidency would go.
God bless you.
Enough the power, the pretense to show that they can dictate where to go. And that the zoning is not the constitution. Not yes. Let us now wait for a constitution that will make every part of the federal unit a right to presidency. Constitutional, they don't not have to suffer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I would have wished that anyway, you've actually partly answered the question that Chido Meje asked. But I think I will bring back Charity. Charity, quickly, Charity Shakari, please. Can you quickly unmute yourself?
Yes,
and make okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good day, everyone. When you are on the table of talking about never again, I think never again is about never again. And then when we are discussing about never again, then people like Kanu come, people like Onyeka come to say they want to go. Who is going to pet you to stop going where you're going to go? For crying out loud, we are all having issues in this country and we have come here to say never again. So no one has the monopoly of anger, of wanting to leave. Every one of us has one or two or three or more issues that we are talking about. Please, come on. Let's come off this thing of Igbos constantly threatening the whole country. They are going to go, they are going to go. When you have a child who is always telling you he wants to go, there is a day he will go and may come back like the prodigal son. Secondly, if we are here talking about never again, why do the Igbos always talk about the North? The North. Must they revert to the North? Is the North their ruler or their controller? Please, let's go and reassess how we are going to stay together properly and stop this victim mentality. I am from the Middle Belt. I am called that I'm a Northerner. I have issues too, but please, when we come to talk and we join to all talk together, then some people now stick their necks out and start talking like ostriches and start talking also. It doesn't make us feel happy to come onto a platform that says never again. Please, I am stating this again. When we all come here to talk, we are trying to look for a solution. And everyone should come to look for a solution for a never again. But not to come here and start threatening everyone. Nobody loves the Igbos. Nobody likes this. Nobody wants them. So they are going to go. If you go, what's going to happen? Will heaven fall down? Nothing will happen if you go. I thought we were here to find out how we will move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know if I can come in very briefly now.
Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead.
I think a platform such as this is not just about agreeing, it's about disagreeing to agree. So
that's why
madam, don't worry. I believe this has been a very, very good conversation, because if we all come and we all say all the nice things to ourselves and go away, then we haven't achieved anything. So don't worry. Yes, there is everybody would have their say, have their way. So there is nothing to worry about, madam. Thank you so much for your response. You are now as angry as everyone else. So it's the same thing at the end of the day.
I think
okay, you can.
Yeah, I think you know, it's quite funny. It's the question I posed before. She somehow answered the question. She's kind of told us now, which some of my friends from the Middle Belt have been telling me. But she said it. She's from the Middle Belt.
I have a question.
Hold on. So she said
let's take Alaji Tango Yakasai, please.
Okay. So Alaji is back. Yeah. Alaji, you can please make your summary.
Thank you. Can you hear me? I have a question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Alaji, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Can I talk?
Go ahead,
Please,
sir.
sir. Please go on, sir.
Yes. Well, I would like to start by thanking the organizers of this conference. It is a well thought out event, idea, and I'm glad that they are able to bring everybody together from every part of the country. It is not wrong for everybody to say what is in his mind. I've been listening to people who wanted to get out of Nigeria for a long time. I've never been a believer in the destruction of Nigeria. I started fighting for one Nigeria way back as 1953. I was arrested, imprisoned twice in between 1963 and 1964 because of my commitment to one Nigeria. I've never heard anybody who is talking of getting out of Nigeria, including Nnamdi Kanu, making a proposal for an alternative. There is no Nigeria for everybody, or even for himself. But this is a country where we are operating a democracy. Everybody should be free to say whatever he is. This is a democracy in which the views of the majority always prevail. But the minorities have the right to say whatever they want to say. I think on your behalf, I will thank everybody who honor this invitation. And I will appeal that to Nigeria, that whenever a meeting like this is invited or is organized, when you are invited, please make time to attend so that, and also make time to contribute, because it is our collective contribution that will make the aggregate of the idea that we want to sell to the country. It is a beautiful thing, and I pray that it will not be long before we'll get another invitation together again and discuss Nigeria. But I would like to say something. When people are angry, that's why in Islam, you are not allowed to sack your wife when you are angry. When you are angry. When you are angry, you dismiss your wife, that dismissal is invalid. Because anybody who speaks out of anger is not in control of himself. Let us speak as mature people. There will be various ideas. I'm glad that this country, I know I'm a northerner, but we are the most unlucky people in this country. Most people blame us for any of their problems in this country. But we are the poorest in the country. I was reading recently the number of millionaires in Nigeria, billionaires, not millionaires, in Nigeria. Out of 10, 8 were from the south. Only 2 are from the north. Aliko Dangote and Abdusalam Isiaq Rabiu. But we held power more than any ethnic group in terms of time. We didn't, the fact that we held power longer than anybody, and yet we became the poorest, shows that we are not. So I thank you very much for the opportunity, and I congratulate everybody for this wonderful event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Then I think we are rounding up now, and quickly, if we can take one more person before we bring in Ngozi Odumoko to give us a closing remark. Ngozi Odumoko, for those who do not know, is the brain behind this, or rather, the head of Nzuko Omunna. Please, Zamila Zana Mohammed, if you could unmute yourself.
Yes, we should take that.
Please, after you, then Ngozi would.
Zana Mohammed.
Yes.
You're breaking, Mazi. Can you mention the name again so that he or she can hear and take that question?
It's Zamila Zana Mohammed. I've just asked he or she to unmute, please.
It's me.
Go ahead.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, good day, everyone. I'm just a passionate Nigerian here. I love Nigeria. I love Nigerians. And I want to say Nigeria is a great nation. It's Nigerian in orders. If only we understand and know how blessed we are, we should be thinking of making love, peace, and unity. Life is unpredictable. Life is too short. And some of us that I'm a Wazobia, I was born in Kaduna. I'm married to a Northerner. So I speak Yoruba, I speak Hausa, I speak Igbo, and all that. So what I'm just saying in a nutshell, we need a new constitution. We have to think positive. We should stop holding grudges. We hold grudges, we're not going to move ahead. Trust me, if we come together as one nation, we come together under one umbrella, one voice, it's going to be Nigeria and others. Please, Mazi, if you can hear me, sweetheart, I think we should come together as one, no Biafra. We should just think peace. So I just urge us to just, move ahead by maybe a new constitution, and it has to be implemented. It has to be, we have to follow the constitution. Like I live here in UK. What makes here work because of the law is a country that follows the law. They are not better off than Nigeria. So my heart bleeds. I've traveled, and when I see what happens, and I just feel, oh God, open the eyes of those people blind. So importantly, I want us to leave this forum. Let's think and what is going to be the next step. Nigerians, you are great, you are intelligent, you are lovely. Nothing is one blood, one Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On that note, we will have the last person to have the last word for today. We have Ngozi Odumoko. Ngozi, please, over to you.
Hello, can you all hear me? Can you hear me, Mazi? Please let me know if
yes, we can hear you, Ngozi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. First, I want to start by thanking Nzuko Umunna. Nzuko Umunna is an Igbo think tank group that parades itself as a bridge builder that believes in building bridges. We organized and championed handshake across the Niger that brought about the shared values and relationship between the Igbos and Yoruba. We also organized handshake across Nigeria that also brought together the northern Nigeria and the southern Nigeria to engage. And now, Aozukumuna started this project of Never Again, which its first project was done in 2020, 50 years after the Civil War. And we had champions, leaders from across Nigeria coming to engage, including Professor Wole Soyinka, and leaders up north, Senator Shehu Sani, and Alhaji Ahmed Judah, and Bayo Adebanjo, and also great leaders from South, Chief Edwin Clark, and the Middle Belt, Dr. Mogu Beatrice, and all of them. Now, this brought us to 51 years. The idea for Nzukumuna is to institutionalize this project. And we thank God for the capacity of Ovation International, the CEO, Chief Dele Momodu, who is a great influential champion as it regards to social media and every kind of media outfit in Nigeria. And also Mazi is okay, they see the often in the media. Here Nigerians, they're Onyigo, they're Amon Yoruba. Here our people in the north, the Fulani, the Hausas, the Birons, the Idomas, the Igalas, the Ijos, the Shekiris. We think that there cannot be any meaningful progress without engagement. We are happy that on this platform today, people are venting, people are saying it as is. Sometimes it is good to allow people to say things the way they want to say them. It is in that healing comes. Many people were not born before the Civil War or did not see it, especially the post-EndSARS children. Those who participated in the EndSARS did not see the Civil War. And in that sense, people are asking that what happened in the Civil War, do we want it to happen again? And if it must not happen again, how do we make a new arrangement? And I must thank so much when we reached out to Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, who accepted to make it to this project, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, Senator Shehu Sani, Alhaji Ahmed Joda, Her Excellency Charity Shekari, Professor Ladi Hamalai, Professor Patu Tomi, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, His Excellency President Olusegun Obasanjo, ex-president, also all the great leaders, those I may not have remembered to mention. Moving forward, this is the action plan. The committee planning this being chaired by Professor Patu Tomi believe that we must continue to have this strategic engagement. Post this, what we're going to do, behind the scene, we've agreed that there will be a come together, a committee of all these champions across the land for us to sustain this conversation. It is good for people to talk. Let us display our anger. It is in that display that there is healing. The idea for Nzukumu never again is that we don't want no more war. The Igbos are peace-loving people. The Yorubas are peace-loving people. The Middle Belt, the Northerners, we all want, we share something in common, our humanity. We want to thank also our brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who also made it to this platform and say things the way he sees them. In all of this, there is need for a roundtable conversation. There is no harm in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sitting on the table, President Buhari sitting, governor sitting, leaders sitting of ethnic nationalities, the leader of the Igbo nation, the president, sitting, and we all converse. I say, how do we move forward? Let there be healing. Let there be peace. Let there be no more war. Even if people want to talk about, if you believe in restructuring, whatever you believe in, regional government, let us have a conversation. There is no need for any war. There is no need for any fight. God created us as one. First, we are humans before we became Christians, Muslim, Yoruba, Ijo, Idoma. We are all humans first. So please let us celebrate our humanity. Let us appreciate the fact that we must be alive to become an independent nation or a collective nation. However, there is need to have this conversation. We cannot run away from the conversation. Let us have it and have it in a peaceful and lawful environment. God bless you all. We love you all. Let there be peace in the land. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, thank you so much. I think on this note, we can call it a day. I believe we've covered enough grounds today, and we look forward to the next outing of this organization. Nice, thank you so much. And then to JJ Media and the Cool for Ovation Television add?
Well, thank you very much. I think somehow, the good thing is that we have now come to an end. And I want to use this opportunity to once more thank every single participant that attended today. Thank you very much. And, you know, again, that is the end of it. And thank you, Ovation TV and the media as well. Thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you. With one voice,